This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 15th day of January in the year 2019. Here's what we're tracking tonight. Chief Justice Roxanne George Wiltshire today told the court that she understands the need for the matters related to the no-confidence motion to be expedited, and therefore she will hand down her rulings in all three matters before the court by the end of this month. The three matters are Compton Reed versus the Attorney General and former MP Charandas Prasad and the Speaker of the National Assembly, Christopher Ram versus the Attorney General and the Speaker of the National Assembly, and the Attorney General versus the Speaker of the National Assembly and the opposition leader. In court today, attorneys in all three of the matters appeared before the Chief Justice as she set timelines for the cases. All of the timelines are similar, as the Chief Justice made it clear that she knows the cases are engaging the national interest. All of the attorneys in the matters will have to file their pleadings and make their submissions by the 18th of January, while rebuttals have been listed to take place by January 21. Oral arguments have been set for January 24 in all of the matters. The attorney representing Christopher Ram in the Christopher Ram matter will make his oral submissions on the 23rd of January. During today's hearing, APNU General Secretary Joseph Harmon was given the green light to join the Compton Reed matter. He is being represented by attorney Roysdale Ford. However, the Chief Justice threw out an application by Safar Hussain of the National Independence Party to become part of the matter. She said she does not see him as an interested party in the matters before the court. The Chief Justice also said that she intends to work with the timelines that she has set out, and therefore the matters will be completed long before there might be a need for a stay to be granted for the government to remain in office while the matters are being heard. Under the Constitution of Guyana, on the passage of a no-confidence motion, elections should be called within 3 months or at a time agreed to by 2/3 of the National Assembly. After the hearing, Attorney General Senior Counsel Basil Williams said although the timelines that have been set out are tight, he intends to proceed with his submissions and arguments. He said the government maintains its position that a motion was not passed by a majority in the 65-member parliament.
The timelines are pretty tight, which reflect the urgency of the matter. Of course, I had an application for a conservatory order and a stay, and the Lord Chief Justice felt that the timelines were adequate enough to really encompass any application for conservatory orders or stay. As you know, time is running.
Well, the timeline's too tight because she says she wants to give a decision by the end of this month. Are the timelines too tight, you believe?
Well, but for me, I've been working on it, so it might not necessarily depend. Because look, the leader of the opposition said he's not filing anything in Christopher Ram's matter because he supports it. I obviously support the application by Compton Reed. So I would develop my application in relation to the requisite majority which we contend was not obtained in breach of Article 1066. And so we will try to manage the timelines.
Attorney Anil Nandlal, who is the lead attorney for the opposition leader in the matters, said he's also ready to proceed with the matters and was ready to move ahead today with the arguments. He said the government has it wrong and the motion was carried by a majority of 33 votes. He intends to make that point during the oral submissions.
All of you know that 33 seats have always constituted a majority. You had the distinct opportunity of seeing that at work in the 10th Parliament when the opposition had 33 seats and the government had 32, and everything that the opposition wanted to pass was passed and everything that they wanted to vote down was voted down. And you saw the flip side of the coin in the 11th Parliament when the government had 33 and the opposition had 32. So you saw clearly that 33 votes constitute a majority in a 65 House National Assembly. So there's one legal issue taken care of.
Those oral submissions will be on specific points, the Chief Justice said, as she indicated that she does not want the attorneys to be making lengthy submissions on issues that would have already been submitted to the court. This is your Tuesday edition of the News Source Evening Bulletin. More news in a moment.
Harness the power of digital transformation at Cantor's 35th AGM and Mini Expo. On January 27th to 30th, 2019, be at the forefront of change as we discuss transitioning to a digital region, opportunities and challenges with co-host GTT at the Marriott Hotel Guyana. Network with C-level delegates and thought leaders. Explore emerging technologies at our mini expo. Attend the GSMA workshop and more. Register today at www.canto.org.
Get ready to ride it, ride it. Ready to ride it, ride it, ride it, ride it, ride it, ride the wave. Open up the new vibe, drink up the boldness inside. Radical and fresh and wild. Catch the wave now. Ride bold, ride fresh, ride strong. Come on, ride the wave. Taste the action, satisfaction, perfection. Wave, 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 wave,
Ride the new wave of excitement sweeping Guyana. Wave Pale Ale, a premium, full-bodied, strong, and refreshing alcoholic brew, crafted to perfection for a bold, young, radical you. Don't settle for anything less. Catch a Wave Pale Ale and ride it today.
Wave Pale Ale.
Crafted to perfection.
Roam like you're home, because prepaid means more with GTT. Travel to any GTT roam zone in the US, Canada, Caribbean, Latin America, or South America and pay the same great rates to use your data from foreign as you do when you're home. With GTT, prepaid means more, so roam like you're home with GTT, Guyana's preferred roaming network.
Welcome back. The Speaker of the National Assembly has indicated to the Chief Justice through his attorney that he will abide by all of her rulings in the matters that are before her related to the no confidence motion and the vote. The validity of the motion and the vote are being challenged in 2 of the 3 cases that have been filed before the Chief Justice. The Speaker is being represented by Senior Counsel Rafiq Khan. Mr. Khan told the court that his client has indicated to him that he will abide by the court's rulings in the matter. The Speaker has found himself being named as a respondent in all 3 of the matters before the court. At the last sitting of the National Assembly, in declining to review the no confidence motion, the Speaker did indicate that full, final, and complete settlement of the issues ought to be dealt with by a court of competent jurisdiction. At the courthouse today, Speaker Barton Scotland did not answer questions related to the statements made by his attorney. He said his attorney will be the best person to answer those matters. In 2 of the 3 matters before the Chief Justice, she's being asked to declare that the no confidence motion was not properly carried, and therefore it ought to be declared invalid, null, and void. She's also being asked to declare that the dual citizenship of Charan Das Prasad made his vote in the no confidence motion null and void also. The Chief Justice has set a number of timelines for hearings in the matters and has also indicated that she will hand down all of her rulings in all 3 matters by the end of this month. In the Berbice area, quarantine resident 18-year-old Kiran Gina Ryan was today remanded to jail for the Old Year's Night murder of brothers Hari Charan and Prem Charan Samaru. One of the brothers was shot to his face while the other was beaten to death during a home invasion and robbery that also saw their mother and another elderly relative being beaten. The accused appeared today at a Mibikuri Magistrates Court before Magistrate Alex Moore and was not required to enter a plea to the indictable murder charges. The 2 charges against him come just 3 days after he turned himself over to police after a wanted bulletin was issued for his arrest. Investigators are still looking for another suspect. During the appearance today, the young man's attorney, Charlene Artiga, requested that all statements in the matter be disclosed and shared with her legal team. She also indicated to the court that evidence will be introduced that alleges to show her client at the supermarket at the time of the robbery and double murder. The magistrate ordered that the accused be remanded to jail and transferred the case to the Springlands Magistrates Court, where it will continue on the 22nd of January. The Old Year's Night double murder sent shockwaves throughout the Berbice area and across the country, as persons found it difficult to understand the reason behind the murder of the 2 brothers who were both laborers. The mother of the 2 murdered brothers has said that she was under the family's house with another relative and her 2 sons when 3 armed men barged into their yard demanding money and valuables. When the sons refused, one was shot at point-blank range to the face, while the other was beaten to the head and body and left bloodied. The two women were also beaten and robbed of their belongings. The mother said it was painful to watch her two sons, who were both in their 40s, being murdered before her very eyes. The body of a Surinamese national who was wanted in his home country for a major cocaine bust was found in Guyana yesterday at number 63 Beach Quarantine with a single gunshot to the head. The man has been identified as Natender Umrah Singh. His body was identified by relatives in Suriname after photographs of the lifeless body surfaced on social media. Local police investigators have been contacted by their Surinamese counterparts. Just last week, the police in Suriname issued a wanted bulletin for the man after more than 5,000 pounds of cocaine was found in a rice shipment in Suriname that was being prepared for export to France. It is believed that the man Natender Umrah Singh may have fled his homeland and was hiding out in Guyana, but might have been tracked down by persons in the Surinamese drug underworld. The Surinamese media is reporting that the dead man was the owner of the rice company in Suriname that was responsible for the containers of rice that were found with the over 5,000 pounds of cocaine just last week. On Monday, the Guyana Police Force issued a statement about the discovery of the body at number 63 Beach Quarantine, seeking the public's help in identifying the body. Once a photograph of the man hit social media, he was quickly identified by his family and by his attorney over in Suriname. Well, youths from across the Caribbean region are here in Guyana for a two-day forum examining youth violence prevention. The forum is also looking at some of the things that influence youth violence and crime and what could be done to tackle those issues. Several participants from Guyana and across the region have been putting forward their views on the issues while having discussions with resource persons. Youth activist Kibwe Copeland.
We think a lot of persons are lost when it comes to purpose, when it comes to who they are as a person. A lot of persons out there without much guidance, without much role models in the communities, whether it be in the streets, etc. With not really big a placement. We think that there's a need of more role models within the community. I understand the lack of fathers within the homes. Statistics have shown that, of course, that is something that's been proven, and also the lack of role models, it's male role models, even female role models within the communities. What we've been trying to do, of course, is to empower young people, empower males, empower females. Of course, we are centered around people of African descent, but of course, it's not limited to people of African descent. We try to get persons encourage them to find themselves a purpose, a goal. Then to just say I'm a young person, life happens. You have to make the best out of life. Don't allow life to just take you down that journey, but to be a part of the journey, to influence the journey.
The Youth Summit is also examining issues of youths who are behind bars and the justice system and whether it works enough for the youths. The Youth Summit wraps up on Wednesday. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. Gordon Mosley reporting.